Hey, what's up guys? It's Shift Knife. Just want to come at you with a war game, not a let's play, but a review, maybe a shoutcast, I guess is the proper phrase, of a war game. Yeah, so just a match. It's the first time doing this, but I really think I have something to bring to the table to you guys. Uh, I have almost 50 hours played in this game now on multiplayer. That's actual hours in matches. That's not Steam hours or whatever. That's I've been playing it for a few months. It's really fun, and I think I've played it long enough now to try and give my own advice as to how I play the game, and just kind of bring my own strategy to the table to show you guys. Because I know there's a lot, well, not a lot, but a few people that play Wargame, but to me they all play it like not ways that I like to play the game. It's either like too much infantry or too much tanks or something like that. But today I want to show you guys something pretty unique. As you can see, I go with relatively light vehicles. The only tank class vehicle in my set is the BMP 685, and I don't really consider that a tank considering it's a BMP. The only tank part of it is its gun. It's got 9 accuracy, superb, and 5 AP power, which is decent, but that's going to be enough for a small point game like this. As you can also see, I have a set of BTR 70s Halos, 8 of them, all max vetted. I forgot to mention my 685s are half vetted, that's to corporal. And my BMP 1Ps, I use those for snipers essentially. They're pretty inaccurate, but they do. Well, actually, they're actually really accurate. I mix those up with another unit. Yeah, the BMP IPs or 1Ps, those are going to be our sniping unit. But unfortunately those don't come too much into play because of my opponent's playstyle on this one. My Strop 2s are going to be really fast reaction anti-air. They have not a very long range in the eyes of anti-air, however they are really, really fast, incredibly fast. They can catch most aircraft and kind of pop out of the tree lines, and you can see that I use that a few times. Now you can see I use 2 recon vehicles and I set my 1 command vehicle up here over here on the top of the hill in Hotel. This isn't a Hell's Highway map, as you probably noticed. Now you can see my enemy's deployment. He goes kind of something that, more of a kiting build. I guess he tries to hold me out. He uses a little bit of infantry. This is a good mix in my opinion, but he uses it well, but not well enough. He didn't expect I'd have the solid counter to an Apache. He tries to outgun my Strops in a few places, and I think you'll see that. As you can see, I bring my command vehicle out. I originally was going to leave it up here in a hotel, but I decided I wanted to have it closer to my essentially my army, so it didn't get caught out. Say if the enemy flanked or brought a force down the highway here and I didn't see them for whatever reason. Anyways, I bring these guys up here and I didn't feel there would be too much of a threat from enemy artillery, because usually light UAZ command vehicles are threatened by artillery. Typically if the enemy has recon or spams the command zone until they get a critical hit on your command vehicle. But I didn't feel he'd be doing that because of the small point limit on this game. He does buy some artillery. M10 6A2s. I believe they're the mid or upper tier of these. They're really good units, but they're not the kind of mortars that'll be shelling all the way from Bravo to Foxtrot. So still, he's not going to be able to hit my command vehicle if he decides to spam. But he doesn't decide to spam. He shells pretty tactically. He tries to route my units, but it's not all too effective with the lack of armored units he has. This was a good deployment of deltas. Personally, if there were forests, I'd put them over here, but of course there aren't any, so that's not going to be too great. Maybe in this tree line here, but that might not be sufficient for hiding units. He's essentially what he's trying to do is protect his resupply zones. Maybe he suspects that I was going to try to drop off infantry of my own to block up his supplies. But no, that's not what I end up doing. I don't really see the idea of this because he doesn't even end up capturing Bravo anyways, so I don't really see this is kind of redundant. This Delta Force blocking off the resupply, protecting it or whatever. Alright, so initially when he brings up his Gazelle recon, I take a look at it and I see it has rocket pods, and that's deemed a threat enough to me as well as its reconnaissance ability. So I instantly move up my Strop 2s. As you can see, even off-road, these things are friggin' fast. 100 kilometers per hour. They have a short range in the terms of AA, like I said, but they are fast. So what I'm trying to do is just, I know I can't kite him because I know that he's not going to be able to engage my Mi-9 with his rocket pods. But I'm just going to try to sneak up my Strops instead. Using this tree line, I begin to push my Strops in and hide them right at the tip of Echo right here on that kind of square shape. And speed it up subtly, there's a little bit of dull time. Enemy's bringing up his mortar carriers he had left in spawn earlier. Basically what my strategy here is to knock out his recon. I'm going to try to take that to advantage. I have a feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion he has only one recon vehicle because I'm not seeing any others. I would have almost certainly spotted his recon vehicles considering I have two and they're spread out, pretty much watching a majority of the battlefield over here. So I was pretty certain that he didn't have any more except for that one. Maybe some ground recon, but no more air recon. So this was definitely something I needed to take out if I wanted to advance with my whole of my army. So as soon as I decide to move up my Strops and try to take out this Gazelle, I think he sees me, but I'm fairly certain he doesn't. He just might be trying to either kite my Mi-9 for some reason, but it doesn't have any guns. Maybe he saw me, but I really thoroughly doubt it because of my maneuver here. I went through the forest, stayed behind the tree line, and then it almost confirms that he didn't see me when he moves his Gazelle back. So I engage with anti-air and shoot down his recon. As soon as I do this, I mobilize my entire force. I know that I have to take the advantage. I was fairly, like I said, 100%, almost 100% certain that he had no more air recon. So as soon as he did that, well, not as soon, but pretty much as soon, I start to move my forces in. Once my Strops sort of regain my line here. So there we go. I know he has, I'm pretty certain, again, that he has no more air recon, so I move in my forces. I start to flex on Bravo. And I'm still completely unaware of these deltas, but they never actually end up coming in. Like I said, they're kind of redundant to be protecting Bravo, even though you're not capturing it. Maybe, like I said, I'd have planned on protecting those, but I don't end up doing that. So, anyways, what you just missed there, or you saw that. My Strop 2s tried to move out and take down these two Apaches. They actually managed to take down one, but the Apaches have excellent accuracy on those Apaches. They do not need to be aiming. They're not wire guided. They are they guide themselves essentially, so they hit even though the Apache was shot down, which kind of sucks. I was gonna try to pursue him with my second Strop 2, my two-man Strop 2 little platoon, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but tactically, I decided to pull back because if he was able to destroy both of my Strop 2s, even though I had the advantage with 2 against 1, I didn't want to risk leaving my army without anti-air because he'd have free reign. A lot of my vehicles do not have coaxials or anti-air 50 cals or machine guns on them, so they'd be pretty much defenseless. I mean, the only thing that does is my colos, and I'm not going to risk those. So now begins the sort of maneuver for Bravo. Since he has no real recon, these Delta Force, I'm fairly certain, do not have actual vision on my units. I don't believe he knows that I am already on top of this hill with my BTRs. And so his recon that he tries to move up gets wiped. He has some Challenger 2s, some really expensive tanks. When you're fighting a build like mine, max veterancy light vehicles, it's just not going to cut it. They're going to take down a few, but they're not going to fight their worth. They're going to get killed, and they're going to go negative on your score. As you see, a chaparral just got a shot off of my Mi-9. One hit, but this thing's pretty bulky, so it took it like a boss. With my Strops 2s suppressing the Challenger as little as that will do, my BTRs rush in to attempt the kill. I try to evade this artillery as quickly as possible. I know more's coming in. Now that I know he has mortars, I'm going to be a lot more aware. As soon as I know someone has mortars for sure, I always kind of sit out at this level view and kind of watch for inbound artillery rounds to try to guess where they're going to land. Now that I know that they're going to be landing there, I evade my units, my BMP 685s, and come up from this hilltop and finish off those Challengers. It's unfortunate I lost so many to Halos. They just, unfortunately, I didn't have my number advantage. It wasn't so much implemented. That's why I lost those to Halos, unfortunately. So you can see he's brought in his Apache, and he starts firing. I don't believe he gets any real kills. Maybe, yeah, I think he kills a few of my BMP IP 1Ps, but like I said earlier in the match, I don't really end up needing them anyways because of the amount of light infantry and not really main combat vehicles that the BMP 1P is designed to fight. As you can see, I see that, you know, he has this infantry setup, and it took out one of my Kolos earlier, I believe. No, actually, I'm not sure. It took out something, maybe a BMP. I don't remember, but actually no, that wasn't that. Actually, I don't remember specifically what happened, but I kind of got aggravated with these guys. You know, I was like, I'm investing in the Burantino. You know, I haven't used it yet. I am fairly certain he does not have any other vehicles aside from what I've eliminated because he has really expensive those units that I killed, those Challengers, and the Apache I already killed. So I know he doesn't have much. So I'm feeling really very free to use this Burantino. I know the stats look kind of crap on this this little thing. 150 points. Those stats. You're kind of like, oh, whoa, what the hell is that doing in his army? But a smart player will know when to fear these weapons. This thing will absolutely shred through anything with a lower than, I'm gonna say 3 to 5 armor range. I haven't exactly experimented with it, but I know for a fact these things fucking tear ass. They will destroy light armor. They will destroy infantry. They will eat them up for breakfast. Even though it doesn't look like they will, just watch the health bars. They will go down like 1 per half second. It will just eat things up. And I kind of show that example. Why I'm not firing it right now and I'm talking about it is because I don't have a solid. I kept testing it. I don't have a solid fire position on that position, and I'm gonna totally rinse that area. And now I do because of these Colossus. So now I'm gonna entirely just rinse that area with rockets. Most of them seem to be missing at first, but that's not the case. They've been doing damage this entire time. Now it's just down to finishing it. You might be thinking, well, that was kind of a waste of a Burantino barrage if you're a Burantino user, but that's why I have these Colossus. The sole support of me purchasing them in advance was for the Barantinos. I had no plan of keeping my fob. As you can see, I deleted it. I planned on being pretty mobile, so that's why I took Foxtrot. Anyways, as soon as I fired, I knew that he had those already, and like I said, I know that he has already now, so I'm gonna be moving things as soon as they expose themselves at least once. So I moved the Barantino in advance to his mortars firing, and got out with no damage done. His Apache moves in and tries to chase down my Mi-9. He's trying to eliminate my recon assets, kind of like I did his. At this point, I only have one recon vehicle because my earlier one got snagged by, I believe, Sam's. But unfortunately, he's just a little bit too ballsy with his Apaches this time, and he's not going to win the gunslinging show against Mustrops this time around. So Mustrops shoot him down with little time to waste. At this point, my opponent rather, he surrenders the match. You know, he's a good player. He's a great player. He's a level 60 at this time now. Me playing this match was level 42. It's funny because the lobby name was actually I hosted the lobby. I called it levels 1 through 50 only. And this guy joined, and I decided to give it a shot. And turned out he was a good player, but not good enough for the strategy. You know, he's a good player. He's a great player. Thank you to what's his name? Intimidable. I don't know if that's an alias or something you use by frequently, but you're good. You're a great player, man. If you're watching this, just you probably a suggestion I'd make is pick up a little bit more recon. You don't want to lose that, and don't fall for kites like that. Anyways, he surrenders, and it was a good match. As you can see, the total casualties. He killed 557 points worth. Lost 1,869 points worth. It was a good match, great match indeed. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're into more of these kinds of videos, then go ahead and just let me know. I'm not gonna ask for anything else from you guys. I'm just here to show you what I have to offer. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Shift Knife signing out.